BRB UK. Worse teeth, better accents.
Hello, and indeed ahoy, welcome, one and all, with your lug holes and your eyeballs, depending on how you're consuming this steaming hot cable of internet content. It's BRB UK, episode 475. I am Dan, I'm one of your hosts, and I'm joined this week by Coleman.
Hi!
Do you know who we're not joined by?
We're not joined by Tim. Speaking of steaming pile of cables.
Yeah, exactly. Tim's internet connection, well, he claims it's fine. He just can't take the power of podcasting.
The power.
I just think he's buggered enough to build more IKEA furniture, like a stark wind.
It is a complete possibility that could be the actual reason, but I think kind of a behind the scenes for regular listeners of the show. Each week, Tim's internet seems to get worse and worse, and we haven't figured out what it is, because we can't. I don't know if you've ever dealt with like an elderly relative, maybe your parents or your grandparents trying to use the internet, and then you had to diagnose that over the phone.
Yep.
It's a bit like that kind of situation. We think Tim's got a problem with his actual computer rather than his internet. Possibly.
Well, it's okay, because he can get back to building that mill budget he's got his eye on since
Stop
the weekend.
looking up IKEA furniture.
I love looking up IKEA furniture names. I'm just wondering if I think so. Tim, we kind of said after the show last week, all right, but there's a couple of games out at multiplayer. Let's get online. And to mine and Coleman's credit, we actually made a concerted effort to do so this weekend.
Oh yeah,
and I was very proud of us both, Coleman.
I even moved my Xbox upstairs into the little babby room where I record, so I can hide away and give my girlfriend some privacy while we play together.
Exactly. That sounded way dodgier than I had any right to. Thank you.
Maybe
Coleman.
It was meant to. It's going to sound more dodgy when we talk about the actual game, I'm sure, because I've analysed this in my head and gone, this game's a bit weird.
Yeah. But Tim was like, oh, no, I'd love to come join you, but I'm building an Underhaler and can't possibly join you. So he's like been building IKEA furniture for about the past 10 weeks
Lockdown.
in a row.
Since COVID-19, he has been building...
Exactly. I mean, I'm assuming that IKEA in Neasden is now just exhausted. That's why I can't get anything. Have we got any droners? No, we haven't even got them. What about a citrus fruct? No? No citrus fructs left? Or a smart start?
Stop looking up weird IKEA furniture to say on the show.
I'm kind of quite liking the drone tunes.
Oh, I have a couple of those.
Do you? That's a storage box.
Oh, lovely.
A Fijalad Motage. All of these are things I want to name objects after in Valheim.
Tim, when you're listening back to the show, as I'm sure you will, and then we'll complain that we're complaining about you, making fun of you, please, next time you're at IKEA doing your many trolley dashes, as you tend to do, don't forget me and Dan. We like a bit of Swedish flatboard MDF, put it together kind of stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would also like a Jatavalmo.
Oh, Dan wants a Jataval. I would like as many of those wooden coat hangers as you can get.
Oh, really? The Huvelm?
And one of those stackable shoe racks. I've got 2 of them downstairs. I need a 3rd.
Could I interest her in a rack with 6 knobs?
Whoa.
6. Not just 1,
6.
not just 2, not just 3. There's 6 knobs in this sausage party, sir.
I think I've seen that video.
Have you?
I'll give it back to you after the show.
Bull talking.
Shall we talk about the game we done did play?
All right, then.
Okay, because Dan...
Are you going to stop me my new hobby of Bolka? No? All right,
well, I was gonna put to you, because Tim really wants to play Alien Fireteam. Is it Fireteam, Firestorm,
yes.
something like
yes,
that?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and we will get to that, and that's a 3-on-3 versus a load of aliens, which I have played. I've got it on. I foolishly bought it on the PlayStation before they stuck it on Game Pass.
That went well.
But if you like the idea of Alien Fireteam and instead then going and playing it in a much more slower-paced, stealthier mode, using the characters from Rainbow Six Siege, then...
And a never-ending tirade against space herpes.
Space herpes.
Herpes.
Boy, have I got the game for you, because the cast of Rainbow Six Siege are back following the successful Rainbow Six Siege Extraction event. They've spun off into their own game of Rainbow Six Extraction, which is the way Tom Clancy would have wanted it, with the characters fighting aliens.
I thought I'd be able to play as George, as Zippy, as Bungle. None of those are operative names. None
Wrong
of them.
rainbow.
None. Well, it should bloody be that rainbow, mate. I'm sorry. I was very upset.
I think you need to play the older games on PC with the old modding scene in place for that.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I'm sure someone's done it.
I mean,
now.
I'm very, I kind of vaguely remember Rainbow Six Furniture Remover Edition, whatever the game that came.
Is this
was.
I remember that there was the 360 version.
Yeah,
the Vegas one.
Well, no, so I mean, to me, so like the actual Rainbow Six game where one of you is a team of security dudes, the other one is a team of no good vagabonds. I can't remember the name of it. This is really annoying me.
Could be most Rainbow Six games.
Oh, God.
Original flavour. Yeah, I
Rainbow
never got
Six
into
Siege.
them. And
Rainbow Six Siege. There we go. Rainbow Six Siege.
What's what we've been talking about?
No, we've been talking about Extraction, you numpty.
Yeah, but I mentioned Rainbow Six Siege at least 6 times.
No, you didn't. You said Rainbow Six.
Yes, I did.
Say Rainbow Six Siege.
I was talking about the cast of Rainbow Six. Excuse me. I was talking about the cast of Rainbow Six Siege, which have then been brought forward into Extraction, and also the Rainbow Six Extraction event, which was the basis for the Extraction game.
Right. Well, the problem is I don't have a bloody clue who any of them are. I think they're all named after bitrate gladiators, as far as I can work out. And I didn't have a chuffing clue what was going on. I was a very confused little spaceman.
It's a spin-off of Rainbow Six. If the Chimera virus, which is like an alien virus, took control, and aliens came to the Earth, and then the cast had to go fight them, all led by Paul Hollywood, who's actually called Thermite, I think it was.
Yeah. I mean, he is an absolute dead ring. So, like, the guy who runs the Team Awesome organization, it is Paul Hollywood, as far as I can work out. Certainly is.
Yeah.
Makes a mean loaf. A mean baguette does that some.
But this is an interesting game because I think I had no interest in this initially because I've never really got into Rainbow Six, and I tried a bit of Siege, and this was early on when it was still plagued by long loading times and disconnections and what have you, and people quitting out the game and screwing it up. So I wasn't really bothered. And then their most recent E3 display, I was chatting to our friend Diomed about it and went, actually, yeah, I could see myself getting into this as it's more, your friends teaming up against aliens led by, so there's no kind of scumbaggery online. It is all just CPU stuff. So,
because I'm with you. That's one of the reasons I didn't engage with Siege, was because, frankly, I don't enjoy competitive shooting experiences. It just, it doesn't help me, different strokes, different folks, but it doesn't help me chill out at all. Stressed me out because I know I'm a bit pants at it and letting the team down.
But then I think a problem this game has is that they put it on Game Pass. Because initially I was willing to pick it up, and then they stuck it on Game Pass. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, cool, Game Pass. And the problem they have with that now is anyone that has Game Pass will pick up this game because they see shooter. They see the Tom Clancy name. They're going to install it whether they like Siege or not, whether they know what this game is or not. And then if you're getting into this game, unless you've got a dedicated team of friends that are playing together and can all use chat and stuff, you get what I'm assuming could be, you could have children in there, you could have adults in there that don't really know any better what this game is, and they think it's your kind of alien game where you're just shooting like crazy, and it's not. It's meant to be more a kind of the Siege gameplay. The go to the door carefully, you go in, signal the friends, they come in, put this trap down, put up a barricade over here, secure the room. There's a lot of kind of that to it. And if you go in guns blazing, then it really kind of ruins the way the game's played because you will die very quickly. And that's the problem I'm having. Sometimes I play with randos and it will stick me in with some high-level characters that know what they're doing, and then we have a good game. Sometimes it will stick me in with level 1 characters and they will just blow the mission within 2 rooms.
Yeah, so I mean, I did my best to try and recreate that experience for you. But I mean, I think part of it was that I didn't realise there was an unskippable training mission first, so I can get straight in. So I didn't complete the VR training, but I did feel very, very, very confused by what the heck was going on. And I could see, especially as the game gets further and further post-release, it's going to become quite inaccessible to new players. Where, I mean, I don't know how it waits to matchmaking. Presumably it tries to put newer players with newer players. But I could see if you got parachuted into a team of 2 knew what they were doing, or even just one person knew what they were doing, it could get pretty salty pretty quickly. And I think playing with mates is fine. We played with Jamie, aka Smash Soul. And, I was terrible. He's quite good at the shooty things. And you were great at running off in a direction.
Yeah, I think that was the problem, because you two came into this, you literally just started that day playing this game, and I had about 4 days of playing the game and got quite into it. Ended up losing all my operatives, which we'll get into a moment, and then gaining them all back in preparation for this, and got some proper practice in. So I knew what I was doing, and then when I go, we're going this way to do this thing, and then I turn around and everyone's in a different room, I was like, I didn't explain. Okay, we have to go. Follow me, come behind, right, go there. And yeah, it's, and I was getting more in the hang of that towards the end, where, we'd be in a room, go, right, you have to aim for this thing and this thing when I trigger this trap, and that's all going to go off. And
I was pleased that I started putting up barricades by the end. Yeah, that's right. Barricades.
Yeah, I rarely do
against
that.
Walls that didn't need them.
We should go back in, because I've really got into this game, and it is a lot of fun as long as you're playing with the right people.
You did sound like you were a hair's breadth away from my Immortal Destiny raid line of, it's your own time you're wasting. It was getting close to that. No, because I was still having a lot of fun with it. I wasn't there going, this is so annoying, because I could talk to you guys, and we could talk through it. Well, no, you weren't purposely taking the mick playing the game, but immediately after you left, because one of the missions that I have at the moment, I have to play and get through all the 3 stages of a level with a full team of 3. What, the 3 stages of grief, I thought you were going to say.
Yeah, which I've done with randos. So immediately, after you and Jamie left the game, I went and did some bits around the house, and then I came back on later and went, right, I'm going to do this mission. I'm going to enjoy it with some randos. And then immediately the first thing they do is run off away from me, separate, go in a room, get absolutely teabagged by aliens, and then have to quit out. So that was fun. Interestingly, while I remember the VR mission that you were forced to play at the start of it, I found out through listening to a different podcast that you don't have to go through that entire training mission. You can literally, at the start of that, just go to extract and not
can you
do anything. Yeah.
Because there's some of the stuff that's like growing up walls I wouldn't know to shoot unless it had told me.
Interesting thing about this game, and the biggest thing over Siege that this game has, aside from the all against CPU type thing, is you every time you die in a mission, you don't die, your character gets covered in a stasis foam from their armor, which makes them look like a big Rice Krispie square.
And they're tasty. OG Rice Krispie square, though.
Yeah, and then they get held hostage until you then lose access to that character. So if you're going through and going, I want to play as Sledge, and why wouldn't you? He's the only British character, and he's Scottish with a shotgun and a sledgehammer. So you go, hey, I want to play as Sledge, and then you lose Sledge, and then he's taken away for you. If you're looking to mainline a character and then you suddenly lose them, then you can't play with them anymore. And what you have to do is get a different character and then go to that same level where you've lost the character and go save them from what is essentially an alien tree. And it's like a big black goopy tree with 6 or 8 arms that are holding the big Rice Krispie cake character in stasis. And you have to pull them you have to pull them off the tree.
It's like a dildo and breakfast food came together, is basically what we're saying. It's that unholy matrimony of Rice Krispie horse.
Yeah, and then you've got to be able to take that. I'm not using that. And then you've got to take that big Rice Krispie square to an extraction point and then get rid of them. And you can use that same extraction point to get out. But that's how you save your own character.
I mean, I kind of quite like the idea, but it kind of slightly gets in the way of their get up and play. So if you lose one of your characters, like, that's an absolute ball ache. And by design, I can see where they're going. And I perhaps wasn't expecting the almost quasi XCOM side of that, where even if your character gets injured, they can be out for a couple of missions as well. There's certain thresholds of health that I think if you go below 50%, they're out for at least 1 mission or 2 missions or something like
3,
that.
I think. Yeah, it's quite. I mean, if you get them to 5%, then they're out for like 3 or 4 missions. And I think the same as when they go MIA, I'm assuming you get them back after a certain period of time, because they're not going to go. Because I got to a point where I had six of my operatives down, and I was just thinking, what happens if I lose all my operatives? Am I just locked out of this 50 to 70 quid game? Is that what happens? But I'm assuming they give them back after a certain amount of time. What's interesting is when they go MIA as well, is they any XP that you've accrued with that character in the playthrough that you just did, it holds it hostage until you then get that character back. But I don't think it's the character's XP. I think it's the player XP, because you've got player leveling and then character leveling. So, but yeah, I really, really enjoyed this game. So much so that, I mean, it's got the Ubisoft problem where they go, hey, you've loaded this game up. Look at Ubisoft Connect. Look at all these things that you can unlock in the game, plus the stuff you can unlock in the game. But also, here's a bunch of stuff you can pay for, and it's ridiculously priced. You know, you can have a cat head on your operative and all that kind of stuff. That stuff I hate, but I like the game itself, and it's going to depend on whether I can find the people to keep playing the game with, because randos is very hit and miss, especially because it's available on Game Pass. As I said,
there's a lot of randos.
Yeah, a lot of randos can come in and go, oh, I love shooty bang bangs, and then just go in and absolutely murk your team all in one hit, which is a pain in the ass. That then means you have to go save your operative each time. But I can see myself fully sticking with this game, playing with other people, but also this has cross-play and cross-save. So when this goes on sale on because it's a Tom Clancy game, it will be £20 in a year. I will most likely pick this up on PS5 and carry on the game there, I think.
Well, I don't think I've played enough of it to really give it a fair shout. I would say I found the whole experience bewildering, if I wanted a better way of putting it.
It's one of those stupid things to say, but you got to put a few hours into playing the game and getting your head around it and getting used to it and all the different kind of random scenarios it throws at you. But once you've done that, you'll be glad that you did it, and you get into. Well, I'd assume you'd be glad you did it if you get into it. But I'm really enjoying it, and if you're willing to stick with it, Dan, I'm willing to guide you through a bit more.
Come play Destiny then, huh?
Oh, I can do that. I've been offering to play Destiny for ages.
Looks of mercy. Do you know? Looks like Tim's finally finished ravaging IKEA Brent Cross and rejoined us with working internet.
I went from 8 megabits per second to 68 megabits per second, so I'm guessing that's going to help.
You're my hero, Tim.
Yeah.
Have you got a Slug's garden?
What?
Is that one of the IKEA things you have?
It sounded like you said a slug's garden.
Yeah, I was like, a garden for slugs?
It's just a garden, but lots and lots of lettuce. Tim, have you identified what your technical issue was?
Basically, I think it was the hub that I tried to use. I tried 2 things. I tried connecting the internet in, and I tried using a hub, and the 2 of them, for some reason, didn't like each other. So, no. So I had to change headphones as well. So, hey.
Sounds suspicious.
Nothing
a good bit of headphone swappage won't sort out.
Sorry. You had to put the internet in, check the hub, and switch your headphones around.
The reason why I couldn't connect directly is because I was running out of USB ports. I didn't want to not connect the microphone directly, so I had that plugged in.
It's like technical support for the institutionalized this.
So I had to change headphones because
this.
that was using up a port. But yeah, hopefully that should be more stable for future reference. And it's looking better on the upload side of things as well. So,
I, for one, am glad you're back, Tim, so we can tell you should be playing Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Extraction with us. After you've had a couple of hours on alone play as punishment, though.
Yeah. Right, okay. So
and to get through the training.
Make it through that, yeah. I did play a little bit of Aliens Fireteam without you guys. Just
stuff you then. I see. You won't play Stealth Aliens, but you'll play Aliens.
We thought you were there building a Trotten, and actually you're playing Aliens.
I don't know if you're aware of this, guys, but there are different days of the week.
No.
Nonsense.
No, you're there building Fialbos.
Not when we pick a designated day to play video games together, and then you go, no, can't do it. There's no other days of the week to play video games, Tim.
Well, I was hoping to get all the IKEA building out of the way on Saturday, and then did none of it on Saturday, so it all had to be done Sunday.
Oh, right, so you're actually going to play games with us then?
Yeah,
is
one
what
day.
You're saying. I was going to get
day.
the IKEA stuff, but found something better to do that was better than hanging out with Dan and Coleman. I see.
Well, I had
I
to get
see,
stuff built,
Timothy.
so
Oh, but you didn't, though, did you? You just admitted it. You just didn't. You didn't do it, Tim. You didn't do it.
Well, I didn't do it because
Huh?
I was doing other things. That's how life
Right.
works sometimes, Dan.
How was Aliens?
It was okay, and reminded
Good.
me of the film Aliens.
Well,
Also,
that's probably
Alien.
to be expected. Right, it's probably part of the product brief. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
I mean, it's largely serviceable to the point where I will probably play a bit again to see if it, like, leveling up the characters and stuff makes it a bit more engaging, but it was not brilliant. And by the sounds of it, Rainbow Six Extraction is doing something similar, but doing things a bit differently. It sounds like it's a bit more slow and methodical by the sounds of things. Is that fair, Coleman?
It's the Thinking Man Alien Fireteam.
Right, okay. So I might come and
Yeah.
mess that up for you by, treading in goo and setting off alien alarms and stuff.
I'm just checking if there's a Alien Fireteam crossplay, because I have it on the... Crossplay will be available between Xbox and PC, not PlayStation.
It's on Game Pass
Stuff you
anyway.
then. Yeah, I know, but I bought it! With cash money!
Cash money.
Well, that was foolish of you, wasn't it?
I very quickly, I finished Far Cry 6 finally.
Hey, how was that experience
I
for you?
tell you what, that game lasted me.
Really?
Yeah, out of the several games I got for Christmas, that one really lasted. Again, I was raving about this last week. It is a very good game, and if you can find it on the cheap, then it is definitely worth picking up because you're getting a bargain. That game is full-on insane open-world action, Far Cry, but good story. It's funny. It's got the voice acting, really good voice acting. It's got violence, fun vehicles and stuff. And that, like, back when I was playing Far Cry 4, I remember one of the things that really annoyed me about that game was, you can get in these vehicles and they're all rubbish. There's a lot of really good vehicles you can play in 6 that I enjoyed, and so much so that you can get like cars that you can summon and you can mod to put machine guns on them and stuff, and that was all really cool. But then it's got really fun side games in it as well. Like, I was playing dominoes in that game, and I like dominoes, so that was like that's something I've not done for 20 years. But I was just like, I'm playing dominoes in Far Cry. That's weird.
You're taking the complete left field of open world games where you can do anything your mind can think of. You're like, I'm
playing dominoes,
I'm gonna play these
baby.
Dominoes. I'm just hoping there's some mahjong in this later on, because that's going to be the fun. The fun never starts.
No mahjong, but you do get cockfighting, and it's one of the funniest things because they've turned it into a proper like one-on-one fighting game, like a Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, but with
There's
chickens.
like health bars.
It's brilliant, and you can
Does the loser end up getting battered?
Yes.
Oh,
Well,
As
I
in
mean,
KF.
it's cockfighting. I think the loser dies by all admission in the usual sense of the
Way
rules.
to make
but
it depressing, Coleman.
it's,
Jesus.
It's funny in the way they've kind of turned it into this comical fighting style game that even so, if you connect your Ubisoft Connect account and download
And
all
why
the free...
wouldn't you?
Yeah, and why wouldn't you? And download all the free goodies on there. You do get, you can get such inspired roosters as Ryu and Ken and Sub-Zero and Scorpion style ones. So
That's pretty awesome, actually.
it's fun. Yeah.
Fun
Yeah,
in a bun.
Far Cry 6, really, really good. Does the normal Far Cry thing of when you spend all this time going up to a bad guy, you're seeing the story and how nasty this person is, and you're like, well, I can't wait to kill this person. And then it gets done in a cutscene. That happens a lot for like every bad guy. I think one bad guy you get to kill yourself, but all the other, and it's because it's a choice. Everyone else is a cutscene. Like, I would have liked a boss battle, and I know it's a very outdated thing. And in like 2000, and I think it was 13 or 14, everyone was going, boss battles are so outdated, and I can't believe, and I think it was the Deus Ex argument. They outsourced all the boss battles in a Deus Ex game, and then everyone went, what's the point in boss battles anymore? It's so archaic and outdated, and we don't need them. And when I get through Far Cry 6, and they're going, this person is horrible, and they developed a drug that causes cancer, and they experiment on people like, I can't wait to shoot this guy in the head. It happened in a cutscene. Okay, I would have liked to do that myself, thanks. And there's free content coming as well. Like, I think they're adding a Rambo pack in February, and there's some other content coming in March as well. So I'm looking forward to playing that soon. But yeah, Far Cry 6, really good.
Which age Rambo?
I honestly don't know. They haven't specified.
Okay. That could go well, that could go badly.
72-year-old Rambo is what it's going to be. He's going to be a current day Sylvester Stallone. Well,
considering, I mean, the game is very much based on what your play style is, how you want to play. And if my Danny Rojas is like anyone else's, he is an absolute mentalist that runs around with a bow and arrow with exploding arrows on the end and just causes absolute havoc wherever he goes. So
sounds
I'm assuming
Rambo
3.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
Yeah.
So there we go. So Coleman has pretty much been the only one playing games this week. It seems like we've got it on a rotation system. Good news, though.
Not entirely true, though.
In 4 weeks' time, there's new Destiny, you lucky scoundrels.
Oh, I love it.
Tim, take the week off.
I did play quite a bit this week, just not with you guys, and at different times and different
We know.
Right.
Yeah, so...
Play the IKEA game, we know.
I do have a review game, which I'm really looking forward to
LARPing
talking about.
Unpacked is what he was doing.
Talking about next week, because... it is bloody brilliant, and no one is talking about it yet. So I'm really looking forward to.
That's because it's under embargo, you moron.
I know. And
so that's no one's talking about it. So they can't talk about it.
But as in, like, there's a lot of games
that's
people are expecting and
work.
people are talking about, and this isn't one that's generally got some buzz behind it. So I'll be glad to kind of bring it to people's attentions because I think it's great. Other than that, I tried some Game Pass stuff this week. Played a little bit of Death's Door, a little bit of Alien, as I said. But yeah, nothing to exactly write home about and to really get in depth to. So yeah, I'll leave stuff till next week. But yeah, looking forward to next week, basically.
I've got a big game for next week as well, so this should be fun. Ooh. Should we talk some news?
Yeah, let's talk some news.
All right, we've got some updates on Activision Blizzard following the purchase from Microsoft, and the first one, of course, Raven Software. They had been they've been organising walkouts ever since this whole shebang going over in Activision Blizzard with the lawsuit and what have you has been going on. And they've been talking about unionizing. And from an announcement last Friday, just after we put the podcast out, they announced that they have made the decision to unionize, which is a good thing, I think.
Yes.
Some people are for, some people are against. And one of those people that seems like they might be against is Activision Blizzard themselves, as they have put out a statement saying that they will not voluntarily recognize Raven Software's union, saying that all employees at Raven should have a say in this decision, as this is the QA team that have put the union together. I've got a feeling most people will go for it. But
I think it will.
It's hard to say when you look at the sheer amount of anti-union busting type practices that go on in the US.
Mm-hmm.
So,
absolutely.
Hey ho. But yeah, the Ravens Union is now expected to file a petition for an election with the National Labour Relations Board for an election. So we'll see what goes on going forward.
Yeah, but again, there's kind of classic corporate skullduggery of basically Activision saying that they are embedding those Raven Software employees through other bits of the company, basically spreading them far and wide so they'd never speak to each other.
Yeah, ever. We don't recognise your union, and also we're splitting you up.
Oh, so we just happen to be sending you all around the world.
Yeah, exactly. You are now the chief janitor in our Guadalajara office. Congratulations.
I think you'll find that I said Activision, not Konami.
Yeah, no, it's sorry. Activision Blizzard. They'll be sending them to the Arctic division.
All of the corporate dickheadery just blends into one after a time. Isn't it depressing, though, that you can get that confused between one company and others? It's like, well, it's all just slightly different shades of the same nonsense.
Yeah, who's done the most egregious? Hey, have you made many successful titles for us? Then go scrub toilets in Akihabara. And also on the Activision Blizzard news, so there's been some up and down. What's going to go on with current titles that are available on all different platforms, and one of those being Call of Duty, of course, possibly their biggest title from Activision Blizzard at the moment. As we know, they're available not just on PlayStation 5, but also PlayStation have the whole... they're the platform leader for Call of Duty games. Not only do they sell the most on PlayStation, but also they have the rights on their ads. They put PlayStation at the end. So that's all going to continue for 3 years at least, according from a report from Bloomberg from Jason Schreier. And over the next 3 years, it's going to continue going out on PlayStation, and then I'm assuming revisited post that point to see whether it's worth keeping on the PlayStation.
Which is pretty much in line with what I was saying last week, but yeah.
I have a point of order here, gentlemen. So the deal that Microsoft's Xbox division did with Activision Blizzard is not expected to come to full fruition or be formally signed off until, I think, the middle of the year 2023.
Yeah, June next year.
Yeah, so them saying, all right, we're going to be, we'll do your Call of Duty in 2022 and 2023 is basically just reflective, surely, of the fact that that's the point past which they will no longer have a say in really what gets out where. So that's my reading, is that once Microsoft takes the reins, bets are off, suckers.
No, I think you'll find that's probably, and from what I've heard elsewhere, that is probably what they are contractually obliged to deliver. Like, they have signed a contract that they will have Call of Duty on that console in those years, basically.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think Microsoft are too naffed about it if their deal with Activision, if they don't become the holders of the keys at Activision Blizzard till 2023 anyway.
I mean, I can see them becoming holders of the keys, as you say, after the 3-year period, but at the moment, they still have to honour those contracts with PlayStation, and I don't see them paying their way out of those contracts and instead letting them... I mean, they didn't do it to Deathloop, they didn't do it to Ghostwire Tokyo. I could see them honouring the contracts, for the sake of good face, and then at the end of 3 years, maybe they could go... I mean, I could fully see them going first party with Call of Duty, but at the same time, you have to see what the state of the landscape is in 3 years' time, because PlayStation, it sells the most on PlayStation. That's money you're throwing away for no reason. And I know the idea is to get more numbers onto Game Pass and get more subscribers onto Game Pass, but are you really going to say no to £70 per person per sale on the PlayStation?
I reckon the model we will see is that the base game or whatever will be up to £70 on PlayStation, and you will get the base game for free on day one on Game Pass, basically, or something along those sort of lines. Dan, the point I was trying to make to you, though, was that the state of ownership does not affect their contractual obligations, and they will only be supplying Call of Duties under contract, not because they do or don't own Activision, basically.
No. I realise that, Tim. But they would have the ability from roughly after when they've promised out to, according to that quote from Jason Schreier, to reevaluate things. They can't do that at the moment because they're not the owners. But once they are the owners, they could make the decision, should they want to, they might not want to buy themselves out of the remaining term of that contract. They could either buy their way out. Sony probably wouldn't take the offer, and then they'd see themselves getting sued if they continue to do that. Which I'm sure they would. But I mean, all I'm saying is there appears to be that they take the reins at Activision Blizzard in 2023. Yeah. Activision, that sounds like from what Jason Schreier was saying, that they're committed to providing the current arrangement of those games until the end of 2023. Yes. So after that point, and you're seeing cause and effect and saying that they are definitely interchangeable. They're not. Well, it's business. If I could divert more of that dosh to my back pocket and shut out one of my competitors, I probably would.
Just to interject, the 3 games that Jason Schreier lists are the current confirmed Call of Duty titles, which only include this. Which will have been signed with Sony. Well, only includes this and next year. But
Yeah.
3 years is not this and next year. It will be the year following as well. So yeah, for the sake of what
shenanigans. That's all I'm saying. I predict shenanigans.
I fully expect them to completely honor the agreement and the contract, but then take the. I mean, I think it's different because it's Call of Duty. It'll be interesting to see what they do going forward past the point of their contractual obligations. But at the same time, I can fully see them pulling it because that's what they're doing to the Bethesda games. They've gone, hey, we wouldn't spend all this money if we weren't going to make them our own games. So we'll see.
And that's what they said before, and then spent more money on Activision. So,
wholly other games that are studios bought other studios. So Respawn, they were purchased by EA a little while ago, and we went, yes, more. I mean, no, that it got bought by EA, but yes, more Titanfall titles. Can't wait for that. And we've had no Titanfall titles since that point. But we do have Star Wars: The Fallen Order, which came out and was a very good game by all accounts. That was my game of the year at the time. And I've been wondering when Respawn are going to put out a second one. And apparently they're working on it, but they're not just working on that. In some form or another, they have 3 different titles coming out from Respawn, which is interesting because EA they lost their exclusivity license with Star Wars, but they're still going. So that's I guess it's cool that we're just getting them everywhere, but EA's all pumping out stuff. So we're getting 2 titles that are made by Respawn. One is the sequel to Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order,
which you're happy about, Mr. Coleman.
I am. And also an unnamed first-person shooter, which will not be Battlefront. And if we're not getting a Titanfall 2, I'll look what a Respawn first-person shooter is for Star Wars. But then, this one published by Respawn and not developed by Respawn. This is from BitReactor, a new strategy game. And if you didn't know, BitReactor, they're a new studio that have been formed by veterans of Firaxis Games, the guys who do the XCOM series.
Certainly
Very excited about that. I will take a turn-based strategy Star Wars game all day. Like, please, yes. Yes, please. Let's do this. But also on that FPS one as well, a lot of people are saying, will it be a sequel to, was it Dark Forces, the one I'm less familiar with, and Republic Commando, which people love?
No, because they're not canon anymore.
Yeah, I don't think that will be the case. There could be a spiritual sequel to Republic Commando in terms of like a squad of Republic Commandos, possibly, but I'm betting this might be a Mandalorian tie-in. That's the big hotness. So,
or crime lordy Boba Fett, trying to maintain
that's also a possibility.
Supremacy on Tatooine.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're going to get something new. I don't see this is the spiritual successor to this, or the spiritual successor to that, or the tie-in to this TV show. I think you're going to get something new because Respawn, I mean, and again, I'm drawing from Titanfall, but they do good stories. So I'll be looking forward to seeing what's in there. And then just weave in things from, I mean, there's a lot from Fallen Order that is taken from Dave Filoni's different, like your Clone Wars and all those kind of animated spin-offs and stuff before they got brought into the live action universe, and tying that into, the old films, the prequels and stuff. And so I can see them doing a lot of that stuff, but it's all background scenario things. It's all setting. It's not like this is the story of Mandalorian. This is the story of Boba Fett. So I'll be interested to see what comes of it. I'm not too bothered about the whole strategy game stuff, but I know you two guys, you're into your strategy games a bit more than I am, so we'll see what happens going forward. But yeah, I like more Star Wars games. Add this to the Quantic Dreams one, and it'll be good to see some actual big Star Wars games that aren't just mobile, chuck them away, fighting games and
just too many mobile games, not enough console ones. I don't know if you guys saw today, but they released some previously unreleased footage, or at least I hadn't seen. I think someone said it was previously unreleased footage of Star Wars 1313.
Yeah, I thought it looked rubbish.
I mean, it's out of date now, but I think it would have looked good at the time.
Really glad that's not happening.
Yeah, I mean, textures weren't done properly or anything. It looked rubbish.
Yeah.
Why was everyone so excited about this game?
Yeah.
I mean, it proves that thing that I was excited about, is that, hey, it's a Star Wars game that has Uncharted like feels to it and is a proper first single player story action game that I was really looking forward to. But I got that. I got Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Finally,
True,
after
okay.
two attempts of them going, we're going to do an Uncharted style Star Wars game. I finally got one in the end, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah, what I would like to see though, if they're leaning into some slightly kind of higher, shinier production value,
Wookiee
Star
dating
Wars games,
sim.
that they're actually going to be much like they're doing with the shorter run TV series now, that they actually become part of the canon rather than just being little throwaway things. Yes, very good. All right, carry on.
Don't even need a soundboard for that one. Good work.
Very
I can't
good.
do it now.
All right.
Look, Star Wars games, I'm excited. I'm happy with that. And finally, we have a concrete, apparently, release date for the Steam Deck, which, Dan, you're very excited about because
I'm quite excited about this. I have a pre-order and everything.
It does look good, I have to say.
The release date is the 25th of February, but that's going on sale properly on the 25th of February. First set of handhelds will go shipping on the 28th of February. So I'm looking forward to getting you. Dan, you'll get yours start of March, I'd assume, with your pre-order?
No, because no, I'm going to get mine some point after Q2 2022 if the pre-order page is to be believed. And just to be super duper clear, when they say go on sale, they will start sending out the emails to people who put their reservation fee of £4 down. And they then get the opportunity to purchase the unit they reserve.
You have purchased the opportunity to purchase. Thanks.
Exactly. And if they don't do that, then they get their £4 refunded and the spot goes to somebody else. So it isn't like they are generally
That's not
available.
a bad
If you
idea.
wanted to just wander onto the internet and buy one, good luck getting one before the end of this year.
Well, at some point beyond Q2 2022, when you receive your Steam Deck, I might be getting a bus down to the old land of Slough to give it a go.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, what I'm actually excited about is the fact that it's pretty much a fully fledged a fairly capable little PC. And what I'm really intrigued to try out is some of the emulation software that's out there now, because I think it's going to be an incredible little unit to play emulator games on. I think it's going to be corking. I'm really looking forward to it. I think there's some expectation setting that needs to be done, saying, hey, look, it's going to be a full fat Steam library experience. I think it's going to be pretty good, and on a small screen, you've got to push less pixels, and probably you can get away with less visual bells and whistles. I don't think it's going to be 60 FPS everything. I think it's going to be a very solid 30 FPS on quite a lot of stuff. But we'll see. I'm excited about it. It's, looks like it could be a really great handheld. So, yeah.
Here's what the Steam Deck is for. You buy the recently released Monster Hunter Rise PC port. You stick it on your Steam Deck. You go to geeky, nerdy, gaming events that we tend to do. And you look for people playing Monster Hunter Rise on their Switch and then just casually pull out your pocket PC next to them and go, look at that running at 60.
Only after I've slapped them around the face with my, of course, that would be obviously
Wow.
the only correct thing to do. You'd be like, there we go. And now here's another thing out my pocket for you.
Speaking of which, sort of, but also moving on to another subject, I have a question, Dan. Did you go for the 256 or the 512?
512.
Oh, good man.
Okay. How much is that in English Earth pounds?
£1,000.
How much?
549, although I could probably sell my spot in the queue for about 800 quid at the moment.
Because Brits love to queue.
Yeah, we do love to queue. But I mean, if you compare all the models, I think the way the packages they've put together are such that they're very much designed to make you green with envy that you didn't get the model up. Like the 512 one's the only one with a glass screen instead of a plastic screen, is mine, or a scratch-resistant screen. The very basic
made
model,
out of marshmallows.
Yeah, it's made out of marshmallows.
Might as well
it's got a little
dirt into my
crank.
eyes.
It's got a wind-up crank on the side of it to charge the battery.
No, that's a play date, Dan.
Those are never available either. I really wanted one of them, but they seem to have
They're
disappeared.
never coming out.
They've
No,
had
never.
a few delays, but I think they're still on the way.
Yeah. They've also had some quality control problems, was my understanding.
I'm waiting for someone to crack open the analog pocket before I pick one of those up. But that's what I've got my eye on at the moment because they look so nice.
They do look good, actually. Yeah, I have to say.
Yeah.
And as soon as they boot ROMs, I'll be happy as a pig in
happy as a
poo.
sandboy. Anyway, I think we've run out of news to talk about, haven't we?
Yeah, we should get out of here.
We should, but before we do that, before we mosey on to excellent stage left, charity shout out time, getwellgamers.org.uk.
Yes.
We're doing our best to give charity streams, gaming related charity events a little bit of a spotlight at the end of our show. We've kind of previously, it's mainly been things like Geek Out for Gosh, Extra Life that we've concentrated on, but there's lots of other great events and great initiatives going out there. So we thought we'd do our little bit to try and shine the light on the great work people are doing. So Coleman or Tim, whichever one of you is leading this, who have we picked this week?
Okay, so we've picked Get Well Gamers UK, so it's another UK-based charity, and they take donated video games and consoles to hospitals, hospices, and other healthcare settings where gaming can provide power-up across the United Kingdom. So this is something that I used to do a long time ago. I would take my old games when I was finished them and give them to a local children's hospital, and that's something which I found out this charity does this as well, and that's brilliant because if you're like me, or like I used to be, you probably keep all your old games and all your old consoles and you put them aside and go, I'm going to finish that later. And you never will. I tell you now, you never will. And they will just take up space and gather dust and not accrue value in any way whatsoever. So you should donate them to someone that can enjoy them. And who better to give them to than sick children or children in hospices, just children down on the luck, basically, and this is a good way of getting them out of that world and giving them a happy place to go to. So if you go to the website getwellgamers.org.uk, you can either donate money to the cause, you can arrange to have your old consoles and games sent to them. You do have to pay postage and packaging yourself, but I think it's like £5-10 depending on the item, which I think if you're sending like big consoles and like loads of stuff to them, they will pay. You can arrange with them, but there's a whole form you can fill out on the site. But more interesting as well, I found out today, they have an Amazon wish list of stuff that they need to buy. And they'll tell you how many things that they're looking to send into different games. So I sent Untitled Goose Game off today and Tetris 2. So you can go on there and send out a couple of games across the UK for children that would be very appreciative of that. And again, they do mark the things to say what's the most preferable type of thing. You can go in there and go, oh, they need 5 copies of Puyo Puyo Tetris they're requesting. So you could go in and request all of them if you wanted. So well done. Getwellgamers.org.uk. It's something a little different. We usually go for these like game streaming type charities, but this one's something a bit more different. You can donate your old stuff to them and you can buy stuff to them or just donate money in general.
Yeah,
and,
I think I'm going to have to actually look into that and donate some stuff as well because I've got some stuff I could send their way, I think.
That's it.
Sounds awesome.
You can't really tell on an audio-based podcast, but I've been staring at Tim the whole time when I say you're accruing too much stuff.
Although sadly, Tim, I think they'll, even though they're a charity, I think they'd probably pay you to keep your Ouya to yourself. All right?
Hey, that's staying. I'm keeping that. That's a bit of gaming history in a paperweight. So, you know.
You're meant to send these kids to a wondrous place where they can escape the drudgery of day-to-day life. And you're going to send them an Ouya? Slap in the face.
They do specify, I mean, I think like the oldest console they'll take is PS4, so you can't just offload a load of old Atari games or anything on them. Okay.
So there we go. But anyway, we are running a wee bit long on time, so we are going to start rustling things up. Make sure you head on over to BigRedBarel.com, Twitter.com/BigRedBarel, Facebook.com/BigRedBarel, and if you're going to BigRedBarel.com, do you know what you should do? You should click on our Discord link because that's where we hang out and play games and do stuff. So come along, say hello. And you can even ask a question in the BRB UK channel. And there is a above 0 probability that we will answer one of those questions at some point in the indeterminate future. Yes, that's right. Loose promises that probably will never be cashed in.
So on the Discord, King Flippy Nips, who always gives us the most interesting things to talk about, he just wanted to draw our attention to the fact that there is a game which is a Hitler sex game on Steam, which has riled up users because he has 2 testicles. And as we know through the various nursery rhymes and stuff at school, Hitler only has one of those.
I'm not sure I classify that song as a nursery rhyme.
I would, yeah. My
Really? Hitler's only got one ball?
Yeah, my
the
grandmother would sing that to me
His
at
mother,
night.
the dirty bugger, cut it off when he was small.
Yeah.
That's not a nursery rhyme.
This is a nursery rhyme.
It's really not a nursery rhyme.
Hans Christian Andersen wrote it.
It's not a nursery rhyme.
It's not a nursery rhyme.
Okay, rhyme. Anyway, but yeah, So apparently, there you go. There's controversy over.
I mean,
testicles.
I have questions, but I don't know if I want any of them answered. Basically, so
in fact, I just don't want to talk about it anymore in case we inadvertently make that dev some money. Actually, that sounds like a reprehensible thing that should never exist. Personally, it might
give good people money.
But there we go.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Just to kind of, give money to getwellgamers.org.uk.
Exactly.
Just to draw attention to King Flippy Nips. The last time we put out a call for questions that he gave us a suggestion to, I was looking for suggestions for the filler shows while we were away, and he said we should all play all the raids on Destiny together, which did not make sense for what we were looking for in a 1 hour at top length podcast audio format.
We once tried that. It broke me.
I
think we should just record. Yeah, you trying to drag me and Coleman through some high level raid when we're vastly underpowered, and just to see your reaction.
No,
Quite
it's
funny.
just more the fact every 2 seconds Coleman's like, "Oh, shiny thing! Have you seen how shiny
I
this
do
is?"
like shiny things. Tim's worse for that, in fairness.
Anyway.
I tried playing with Tim, and everything he picked up was like, I've just got to check my equipment. No, we're in the middle of a fight. Stop it. Stop playing with the menus, Tim.
Yeah, I mean, like, I play games to fiddle with menus. Like, what's your problem?
Tim spent so long in a menu that I crouched down and nudged his character from one side of the tower to the other before he noticed.
Mm-hmm. Sounds about right.
Anyway, all those ways that Dan said you can get in contact with us, but also if you check the show notes of this here podcast, so whatever way you are listening to us, look below in the podcast description. There are links to all those things available, including BigRedBarel.com and all the aforementioned Discord and social medias.
Splendid.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Well, that's it. We've had enough, so we're going to go.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Tim went and he came back, and then it was so bad he's decided to go again. So that's what's happening. So Tim,
Okay.
before your internet buggers up again.
Yeah, it's looking alright so far.
To you.
It sounded like you were kind of like a vet with his hand up a cow going, it feels right.
There's like a 4.5 second delay between you and us. So
There is a little delay, which is not good, but in terms of how much is uploaded,
all right, Tim, what we're going to do, let's do a little experiment. I'm going to go 3, 2, 1, and you say 1 when I say 1. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
1.
Yeah, it's about 4 seconds.
See, that's not been easy to deal with.
All this will line up in the edited version of the podcast.
Oh,
but
the magic
for
of editing.
It's hilarious. It's like when you watch the news and someone's in like Iraq and they go, "What's going on over there?" Well, I tell you.
Anyway, that's your lot. We're going to go now. So all that really remains is for me to remind you that I have been Dan.
I might have been Tim.
I might have been not as delayed as Tim.
Yep. So thank you ever so much for listening. We'll be back next week. And until then, dear listeners, toodle bye.
your ears are quite welcome for the podcasting goodness that you just heard. Why not roll on over to BigRedBarel.com for more podcasts, news, reviews, and videos from the biggest, reddest site on the internet, BigRedBarel.com.
Compared to Activision, Activision Blizzard, I think Microsoft made some real
Can we
strides.
all stop doing that now? Right, one of you's heard this, and one of you's picked it up, and I don't like it.
I want to know why we don't call them Blizzy Vision.
Not once have I
Blizzy Vision.
actually I like that. Not once
Blizzy
have I
Vision.